Okay, classic Shoryuken. Love it. Okay. Okay, that's looking kind of the same. Look at good old Ryu zoning. What? Excuse me, ma'am? So we all know where Li Mei was when she got booted from the Umgadi. Yo, have y'all ever heard that song, Anything You Can Do, I Can Do Better? I'm not gonna sing it because my voice is absolutely terrible, but this seems a little sus. Or this is about as awesome as it gets if you're a Street Fighter player. Let's check out some Li Mei strategies and concepts. Bro, what the? Li Mei is a high-speed character with amazing zoning options, moderate to high damage, and plus frames for days. Li Mei thrives at full screen range as she has one of the faster projectiles in the game with a nice hitbox. When it's enhanced, Nova Blast can also pop you up in the air for combo extension. Although it can be neutral ducked and neutralized by Cameo Sub-Zero, Li Mei can pretty much spam Nova Blast at her heart's content. If for whatever reason your opponent tries to get froggy and jump, her Shizi Lion is an amazing anti-air with ridiculous range. I promise you that didn't connect. And of course, this is already assuming you don't have a Sky Lantern watching your back. In the mid-screen and neutral range, Li Mei's game plan pretty much stays the same. Nova Blast to your heart's content. Being within this range though, opens you up to some better anti-air options. Li Mei's back 3 has 3 active frames and covers a ton of range. On a successful anti-air, you're able to go into a jump 1-3-4 into her air flipping heel kick for some pretty good meterless damage. This will put you at good range to pressure, or you can back up before the opponent wakes up and get back to good spacing for more Nova Blasts. Li Mei's forward 3 is also an issue from this range. Although it has 28 frames of startup, on block, this thing is -7 with an immense amount of pushback. If your opponent is ready for it, they can up block it and full punish you, but there are mind games that come with that. Because Li Mei can cancel her forward 3, she can trick you into up blocking and full combo punish you with her low starter. This can lead to massive damage that your opponent didn't want any part of. If they manage to get hit by forward 3, you are in perfect range to start zoning again. All in all, when used correctly, Li Mei's forward 3 is a great tool to check movement. The last important piece of Li Mei at this range is her forward 4. It's a somewhat advancing low that can really check opponents whiffing. Street Fighter players are all about footsies, so this move is for you. If you use good movement and spacing to trick your opponent into whiffing a string, you're about to give them the most damage that Li Mei can possibly give, starting with her launcher. It's pretty easy to dish out a quick 30% for an overeager opponent. I definitely only recommend going into this when you know you're going to whiff punish. It's pretty unsafe, and even the safe part about it is interruptible with an armored reversal. Now let's talk about Li Mei up close and personal. And listen, I already know what you're gonna say, so let's just roll the clip. Yes, the gorgeous Li Mei has her faults, but who doesn't? We can certainly work with this, and let me tell you, Street Fighter veterans know this is not out of the ordinary for them. Get too overeager with some rapid cancels and you're gonna be chomping on a DP like a leftover Thanksgiving sandwich. This video is for focusing on the good, her endearing qualities, and not just her face. Similar to Scarlet in Mortal Kombat 11, Li Mei can take advantage of all the gaps that she has in her strings. So let's talk about it. Li Mei has a plethora of strings that give her plus frames. Most of these strings have gaps where you can either armor reversal or just straight up poke. Because this happens, we are going to choose to stagger most of her options. But her 2 most important ones are her 1-2 and her back 3. On block, her standing 1 is +2 and her standing 1-2 at good range is +3. This can set up frame traps for your opponent that they're not ready for. Oh, and by the way, I don't want to assume or take anything for granted. Frame trap basically means tricking your opponent into thinking they can press a button, but it's still your turn. Have some patience, young champion. Frame trapping also opens the door for throws and auto shimmies. It's definitely not exact at all, but Li Mei does lunge into her standing 2, kind of like she's gonna throw. This can trick your opponent into thinking they need to tech, and if they do that, they're definitely getting hit by the second part of that string, which can lead to a full combo. Although it doesn't look like it, back 3 is an advancing mid that puts Li Mei at +3. Same rules apply. You can go for like an auto shimmy, or you can throw your opponent. Another thing you can do is back up and get to space in case they decide to jump, or mash poke. By the way, when in close proximity, use Li Mei's standing 3 for anti-airs. It has an amazing hitbox and you can cancel in the Sky Lantern for some good damage. And because the back 3/4 string is interruptible, you might be able to catch an opponent off guard trying to do an armored reversal or just trying to reverse in general. Li Mei is very similar to Johnny Cage in MK11. You can keep taking your turn back by staggering some of her strings into plus frames. He's upset. That can eventually frustrate your opponent, and when you do decide to finish a string, they might be too eager and you end up getting a full combo punish off of it. When you are up close and personal and trying to check movement, I definitely recommend using Li Mei's down 4. It has great reach and is only -6 on block. You can also mix in down 4s with her Nova Blast for opponents who get way too eager. On hit, it has 15 frames of advantage, so you'll be able to jail your opponent into her 1-2 string before they can jump or duck. Pretty much if they do anything but block, they're getting hit. Although it's 4 frames slower, you can also mix in Li Mei's back 4, which is her sweep. At range, it's +1 on block and gives you a lot of space, which can allow you to get back and zone more. The better you are at checking your opponent's movements, the more likely they are to respect your approach, and then you can start enforcing Li Mei's plus frame strings. But in the event that they don't respect your approach and they don't respect your plus frames, this is where Li Mei gets really scary. Li Mei's enhanced Shizi Lion has an incredible 7-frame startup. And let me tell you, this is a problem. The majority of all pokes in this game fall somewhere between -6 and -9. If it's -7 or lower, Li Mei can punish reversal with enhanced Shizi Lion. Now that may not seem like much, and you can't get a ton of mileage out of it, but I'm gonna give you a sneak peek at what Goro can help you do. Goro's mid raise the roof attack can extend Shizi Lion so that Li Mei can combo. You can get a minimum 23% like this. And if you're in the corner, it gets worse. Imagine taking 40% just because your opponent blocked a poke. Also, buff Melina. If you prove to your opponent over and over again that you're capable of punishing their pokes, they might not do it at all. And what does that mean for Li Mei? More plus frame pressure. This allows her to build meter quickly and do a lot of chip damage. Again, I feel like Li Mei is a great character for new players or Street Fighter players that are transitioning to Mortal Kombat for the first time. She has great buttons, great zoning, and she does a good job of keeping her opponent honest. Her zoning or pressure can definitely be bolstered depending on which cameo you choose. I plan on playing a ton of online matches and doing some cameo guides with Li Mei, so stay tuned for those. This guide is directed more towards beginners and casuals, so I'm sure there's tons of things I missed. If that's the case, I would love it if you left a comment below. I definitely feel like Li Mei is not getting the love she most definitely deserves, so I'd like to see more of her out there. If you stayed to the end of this guide, I really appreciate it. I hope y'all have an amazing day, eat some good food, kiss a loved one. I'll see you when I see you.